Hello everyone, welcome back to the Wolf Pack. Ooh, it feels so good to say that now because I get to do some videos for fun. And I figured it'd be good to start out with a unboxing of where I just went to last, which was Tokyo. We were in Tokyo for like a couple of days, I think 4 or 5 days. It was a very, very short trip and a very spontaneous trip. And clearly got a lot to show you. Now, there's only a couple of card games that I did buy, so we'll go over that and we'll go over some of the craziest amount of things that I bought. I feel like this is a crazy amount. This is a big amount. Imagine putting this in your luggage. It's a ton of stuff. But before we dive into all of this fun stuff, I did want to ask you to see which video you want to see next because I honestly have so many fun things to do, which is obviously not a problem at all. It's a great problem to have. I just don't know where to start. And I'm in the mindset of like, and there's so many places that I can go and I don't know how to like even go about it. So that's why I need your help for this. I'm gonna list out a bunch of stuff off the top of my head and you tell me which one resonates with you the most or which one you wanna see the most, and that will be the next video going forward, okay? So right now I'm looking at my collection, organization of my entire gaming collection. That's been a long time coming. I also have Oathsworn in the works too. So I'm like halfway done with the campaign. I wanna finish it and then do a full comprehensive, maybe non-spoiler review, just in case people are like still interested in like the overall ideas and just the thoughts about the entire game before they end up purchasing it. That's another good one. And then I also have, of course, the one and only Andromeda's Edge, but I'm working on a tutorial for that one, so that one's already coming. And then I also have a review for Arcs, a review I do want to do for Andromeda's Edge 2. And I also have Aquatica, like the latest expansion to have Foundations of Rome. Oh my God, there's so many good things to do. And honestly, I would be happy doing any single one of them. So if any of those stick out to you, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below, and that will be the next video. Minus the tutorial for Andromeda's Edge, because that one's coming later. It's gonna take a minute to do that one. Okay, now let me go ahead and show you the damage I did in Tokyo. So when I went on my trip, it was probably the first time in a very long time, like I kid you not, maybe in 4 or 5 years where I did not bring a camera to shoot for work. Like every time I go on a trip, it is usually for fun / work, but then I'm always bringing my main camera, the R5 with me to also do like work stuff. But then purely this time I actually left my R5 at home and I was shooting with another camera just purely for fun. And one of my newest and latest hobbies is going to be anime statue collection. So what I'm gonna do is right now I have like this L shape on the side of my room where all the board games are. And there's one shelf, if you've seen my collection video, you saw that there's one shelf at the very corner, which is like juxtaposing this. So imagine like this L, right? There's one shelf right here. I'm gonna take that shelf out and then move it on this side where my podcasting corner is. That way I can put another shelf over there and have even more games. That way the edge of my room, which is like the black wall, the commercial wall, is gonna have all like anime statue like display cases. Really nice ones called Maju Case, but it takes like 6 to 8 months to come. So I kind of want to order it now. That way they'll trickle in later. And when they get here, I basically want to put it against the wall. And then I still have like the black paper backdrop, which I could just pull over all those cases. Long story short, I'm collecting anime statues now. And I want to be putting all of this fun stuff in those cases too, alongside my board game collection. Honestly, the only reason I got this was because of this right here. So this is actually like a collectible set. You can buy them individually and they would be kind of like a mystery box. But I wanted Rowlet, no matter what. This is like one of my favorite Pokemon. And I absolutely love this starter. And I just could not live with having just a mystery box. Can you imagine if I got one mystery box, I got home and then I got like the cherry Pokemon, Cherubin or something like that? Like that would suck. That's why I just got the whole entire set. And Rowlet's gonna be in there with the little swing. Look how adorable that is. Okay, so this was probably my biggest purchase over there. And this is the reason why I wanted to start my entire anime collection. And here is Gear 5 Luffy. Now, if you are caught up and you know about One Piece, well, you know all about Luffy then. And how cool is this statue? Like I love resin statues. I don't think I want to be too big on figurines. I more so want to collect these giant, massive anime statues because they just look so freaking epic. And they really remind you of a lot of the very cool moments in the anime, which I absolutely love. So this is Luffy in Gear 5, and I just love all the shading around here. Like they're just exactly like miniatures, but bigger, of course. Like look at all the details in the shading and everything, the details in like his facial structure. Like there's just so many cool things to stare at here. I could literally stare at this all day and not work instead. So Gear 5 Luffy was one of my biggest purchases over in Tokyo. Now alongside anime figure statues, one of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh characters is, well, Yu-Gi-Oh cards actually, is the Dark Magician Girl. I saw this, it was like the last one remaining in stock of this particular pose. So I absolutely wanted this one, and it even came with a little mini Karibo on the side. So this is super nostalgic. And since I saw it on display, I just absolutely had to get the Dark Magician Girl. And speaking of Rowlet earlier, I also got these, I guess it's kind of like a figurine puzzle. So over here, I think this is what's supposed to turn out to be like. So Rowlet's here, but then Mew also came in like a very similar style box. So super easy to put together. And then they kind of just rest on like this plastic display case like that. So I don't know where this is gonna go, but I got it because it's cool. And it's probably the worst reason to get things, but you know what? I just did it. Just went ham, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna get it. So the pricing here for this one, see this? This is 650 yen. I'm gonna go ahead and put that conversion up here in US dollars. It was super cheap for like a ton of these, which is why I ended up getting like 4 or 5 of these. This is Piplup, another one of my favorite starters too. Absolutely had to get him too, alongside Rowlet. You know what, since we're talking about Pokemon, let's go ahead and finish up all the Pokemon stuff I got. Even though we don't have a bath at home, I just love taking baths. So I don't know where I'm gonna use these, but I got them anyway because I thought it was cool. And it was like a couple bucks. This is a Pokemon bath bomb too from one of the convenience stores. I think it's from Don Quixote, which is a really, really big department store. So Don Quixote, if you don't know, is this giant like 12 floor department store just full of everything you can imagine, like groceries, hair products. It's like a giant Target, but more and a lot better and cooler. There's just everything that you can imagine in there. Like they have Pokemon onesies in there. There's like all these kind of figurines and statues. They have games. They have all kinds of things you can imagine. It's in Don Quixote. And it's one of the rare places that are actually open pretty late at night too. So that's why we went there, and this is what I found over there, some Pokemon bath bombs. And that was a happy coincidence. We just happened to just walk by, and that's what's really cool about Tokyo, because you kind of just walk around and you just go into like whatever stores. Like we didn't have a plan per se, which is new for us. Usually we're kind of like half organized. Like we have the general idea of what we're gonna do, and then if we make it there, cool. If we don't, that's totally fine too. And so this is one of those days where we're drifting around Tokyo, walking around, and we happened to walk into the store called Big Camera, which had a ton of board games and anime stuff and cool stuff like this, which is a Pokemon floaty. And honestly, I don't know, it's goofy, but it's fun and it's Pokemon themed. So I'm like, let's do it, let's get it. The next thing I got was also the only card game that I kept for myself actually. This is Ito. So Ito actually is coming to the US because Arcane Wonders is publishing this in like the English format, and I got to play it because Bonds brought it over to a thing, like an event that we had in San Diego, and it's so much fun. So how this game works is you pretty much have one number card, and your goal is to just put it along a timeline, like 1 through 100. But then there's a topic related to that. Like let's say the topic is dangerous, and then you have to say something related to that, and then put it along the timeline. So if I had the number 1, maybe I would put like a pillow. That's not dangerous, right? So I put that at number 1. And then the next person goes and they're like, okay, then I have the number 50 and I'm gonna put lion. And then the next person has like cheetah, and they're like, wait a minute, is cheetah more dangerous than lion? Is it like towards the right? Is it like a 60 or is it like a 45? And you have to place your card along the timeline. And at the very end of the round, you open all your cards to make sure that it's all linear. And if you do, then you win. It's weird because it doesn't feel very cooperative, even though it sounds cooperative, because ultimately, yes, you're trying to get along the same timeline, but you're still trying to put together all these pieces from other players around you, and you don't really know what they're thinking. Like their version of a dangerous lion could be an 80 and yours could be like a 40. You know, that's why it makes it really, really fun. So I absolutely love this game. You all need to check it out when it comes out in the US. And that's why I got the original, the OG, Ito from Japan. And I also got the regular version aside from the Rainbow Edition, which I have no idea what the difference is. I'm assuming color. But I got that one for Bonds along with Scout too. I found the OG Scout because Monique was telling me that I needed to get the OG Scout over there, because last time I got Scout, but it was like, I guess the second edition. And I found the OG Scout, but I'm not like super big on Scout. Like I'm indifferent about that game. And that's why I figured I would give it to Bonds, who would appreciate it way more than me. And those are my 3 board game purchases: Ito, Rainbow, Ito, and Scout, the OG Scout. I love collecting notebooks. I always write in a ton of notebooks, and I just have a bunch of honestly empty notebooks that I just collect because I imagine I would use them eventually. But I have never felt paper this soft and dreamy. It feels like luxury. Oh my God, it's like I've never felt a texture like this before. It's just so ridiculously soft. I can't describe it to you. I wish you all can try this out so you can believe me on how soft that is. Now, next up, one of the other hobbies that I have, I guess. So let's say board games and photography are at the very, very top of my hobbies / work, right? Hobbies. Right below that, I would say is gonna be anime collecting, and then cooking is like second tier to all of that. So the first time I did get a knife over there, and a really nice Japanese knife. It was, shoot, I don't remember the type of knife. I should though, but I don't. And I did get a second knife over there. And well, you all know that I love black, the color black, and everything matte black is just an instant sell for me. So this right here is a paring knife to be used for cutting fruits and vegetables and everything. And it's extremely, extremely sharp. So this is my second Japanese knife that I'm collecting, and well, not really collecting, more so I do use those knives too. And it's just so beautiful. I think it's probably my second most expensive purchase. This was like $100. There's actually a row of kitchen tools and kitchen knives over there in Tokyo, which you absolutely have to visit if you're into like kitchen stuff, because it's really fun and they have a ton of options to choose from. Oh, also had one other Pokemon related thing. Got like this kind of cardboard cutout that you kind of put together. I'm not good, or I don't have the patience, surprisingly, to put together any kind of like puzzly pieces. Or remember how Mew and stuff earlier? This is probably the most advanced that I'll get, which is like 3 pieces. When it comes to like puzzles and like the nano blocks and stuff, like this, when it comes to those, I have no patience for them. And usually Jackie would just end up doing them for me because I do not have the patience to do all these. But I just love how they come together though. That's what's fun. And then maybe I will get into it later. I just don't see myself having the patience for it right now. So this nano block that we got that kind of fell apart, one of my friends put together. Actually, they had a kind of Lego nano block putting together party, and Itachi is one of them from Naruto, one of my favorite characters from that anime. So in the anime stores, they also had a bunch of Marvel stuff, and I saw a bunch of different Iron Man suits, and I was like, oh no, this might be the time for me to just get it. And then I got it. You ever saw Iron Man 3? This is his signature suit, the one that kind of came together and everything. This is the Mark, shoot, I don't even know what number that is, 42 or something. Off the top of my head, I think this is 42, just from like pure memory, but I have no idea what XL is. Look at all the details and paintwork for this. It just looks so beautiful, and I can't wait to display all the suits in the display case. And then we have his suitcase actually comes with a suitcase too, which is really awesome. So if you remember from Iron Man 2, he opens up that suitcase, and this is that suit that he uses to fight right afterwards. So yeah, those are all the fun things that I got from Japan, and I'm kind of just enjoying them day by day, opening things up randomly when I feel like it and kind of displaying them on the side over here until we get that display case on the wall over there, which I'm really excited about. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this random unboxing of my Tokyo haul. If you made it to the very end, go ahead and tell me down in the comments below your favorite thing that you collect. Could be anything. Could be the board games that we all collect. Could be car miniatures. Could be whatever you want. I want to hear about it and see what you're all collecting down in the comments below. And I will see you all in the next one.